Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here, and welcome to Jambareeqi Orange, the show where I let my patrons decide what I review. The options for this month's poll included Batman vs Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Bumblebee, 101 Dalmatians 2, Annabelle, Toy Story That Time Forgot, and X-Men. They chose 101 Dalmatians 2. Patch is one of the many 101 Dalmatians adopted by Roger and Anita, and he feels like he doesn't stand out from his crowd of siblings. His only source of happiness is his favourite TV show, Thunderbolt. When it's announced that Thunderbolt is coming to London in a contest for a new star for the show, and Patch's family accidentally end up moving house without him, Patch jumps at the chance to attend the auditions. He fails, but when Thunderbolt decides to prove to the public that he's a real hero, he exploits Patch's knowledge of his TV show to do heroic deeds, even though he's really just making misunderstandings. And Thunderbolt's jealous co-star, Lil Lightning, tries to take Thunder's spot on the show. Meanwhile, Cruella has fallen for the spot-themed work of an artist called Lars. She teams up with him to become his muse, but none of his paintings please her. So she kidnaps the Dalmatian puppies once again in a bid to turn their fur into art. If you enjoyed the quiet suspense and atmospheric tension of the original 101 Dalmatians, prepare to be disappointed, because this is a far different film. It has the same hip art style as before, and the voice actors do good jobs recapturing these characters' personalities, but as an overall film, it plays things far more safe in terms of storytelling. The narrative seems straight out of a low-stakes TV show rather than being something worthy of a feature film. The main character meets his hero, spends the day with him, he turns out to be a fraud, and the series' regular villain attacks once again with the same evil plan as usual: steal the puppies. This is the kind of narrative I'd expect from one of the 101 Dalmatians cartoons, not the official film sequel. Sure, the first film had a very straightforward narrative, but as simple as it was at least compelling and riveting enough to warrant being 79 minutes long. The sequel, though, goes for a story that could have been easily told through a 20-minute episode of a TV show, so I never felt like I was watching a movie, per se. Its star character is much less annoying than Scamp from Lady and the Tramp 2, being far more relatable to audiences, particularly kids who are struggling with identity issues of their own in a big family, and find solace in the unique characters they see on TV. I can understand Patch's plight, the feeling of not knowing who you are when you have so many siblings, and it makes sense that he would look up to a one-of-a-kind hero like Thunderbolt to be inspired. My problem with Patch is that he has a running trait of dropping the names of Thunderbolt episodes nearly every 5 minutes. It seems to be Patch's major definition as a character, and it does get very annoying sometimes.
That's the same disguise you used in episode 18. This is just like in episode 37. Sounds like episode 34 to me. It's just like in episode 27. Remember the end of episode 39?
Sure, it does play into the main story because it's a knowledge skill that can help Thunderbolt, but hearing him say episode this and episode that constantly can be more irritating than endearing, to be honest. Yeah, kids do like to talk a lot, especially about things they love, but capturing the authenticity of a child shouldn't come before making sure that the audience can enjoy their company, especially if said kid is the main character. Again, I would take Patch over Scamp any day, but hearing Patch over-frequently say, "This is like the episode of Thunderbolt where," is a tough character trait to put up with. To be fair though, the inclusion of Thunderbolt himself is the strength of Patch's plotline. Not only does he help teach the important lesson to not put celebrities on unrealistically high pedestals because it can lead to disappointment, but Thunder himself is also pretty hilarious.
Those men are frozen with fear.
No wonder. Those crazed badgers are trying to eat their heads.
What is it?
Looks like we've stumbled on a band of cattle rustlers.
Aren't those monkeys?
Even worse, monkey rustlers.
The way he tries to frame casual situations as potential crimes just to force an opportunity for himself is where Patch and Thunderbolt's plotline is at its best. You can also tell that deep down he's aware of how fake he is, that he really is just a smug actor, but his ego shelters him from the fear that he may not be as special as he thinks. It's Patch's innocently naive hero worship of Thunder that makes him contemplate the ethics of what he's doing. He does often come close to confessing to Patch.
Ah, kid. Look, I got something to tell you. Something I guess I should have told you a long time ago.
So when he does finally tell the truth, it doesn't feel like an out-of-nowhere character turn. Behind his overconfidence is a conscience, which stops Thunder from just being an arrogant superstar. Unfortunately though, this plotline does end up falling into the same trap for most Liar's Act stories, the cliche of the liar's reveal, where Thunder has to open up about the truth and Patch mopes about being used, blah 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 blah, the same song and dance we've seen again and again and again. Despite that, once Patch realizes that he can be the hero, he amazingly becomes the leader in the puppy's escape from Cruella, making his character arc of discovering his self-worth come full circle. Thunder doesn't try to become the hero Patch wants him to be, he settles for being an actor, respecting that Patch is the real hero, realizing that being a professional actor is more his chops. But he uses his acting to his advantage in the final showdown with Cruella. Speaking of Cruella, oh man is it great to see her again. She really is the diamond of this film, stealing the spotlight with her diva personality and crazy psychotic drive. What I've come to love about Cruella is that she's actually rather different for a Disney villain. She's not after royal power, money, or world domination, she simply loves spots, to the point where it drives her to madness. She's a baddie who shows how passion for fashion can become toxically dangerous. Expanding her love for spots beyond fur and into paintings really shows the scope of her obsession and the relentlessness of her need to turn Dalmatian puppies into art.
I thought you were a man of vision, someone who understood my passions, who understood the complexity that is Cruella. Does no one get the point?
I also love her relationship with Lars. It's fascinatingly weird. It's this strange mix of sensual attraction, mutual love for spots, and equally campy nature. The film never makes them become a romantic couple, but you get the feeling that it could go that way, and they express their underlying attraction only through the paintings.
Her heart is like a vast, dark ocean on whose waves I am hopelessly adrift in my dinghy of passion.
It's a daringly refreshing take on the whole villain and henchman dynamic, one that maybe adults will appreciate more because of the suggestive undertones. What makes it even more interesting is how Lars and Cruella do have their differences. Lars is in this project for the art, naive to Cruella's animal cruelty history, so when Cruella casually proposes to kill the Dalmatian puppies, he finally draws a line, even after showing his heartfelt commitment to paint the perfect spots for his muse. Unlike Cruella, Lars actually has compassion for puppies, which is what ends their partnership. It's this twist that helps set Lars apart from the villains and challenges his loyalty to the rich fashion tycoon. Heck, Lars even gets to help out in the finale by serving as a driver for Thunderbolt, proving that he really is a decent guy. He just ended up being creatively inspired by the wrong person. Now, while it is awesome to see Patch, a character that resembles the age of the target audience, playing hero towards the end of the film and becoming the dog that Thunderbolt pretended to be, it does annoy me how Pongo and Perdita are less relevant in this sequel, with the film even going to extra lengths to make sure that they can't do much. They're mainly used as tools to make sure that Patch runs away from home, through forced contrivances like Pongo forgetting to count Patch when the family start to move home.
Hold it, wait. How many 101s are there? Well, I've successfully lost count again. Right, anyone not here, speak up.
And misunderstandings like Patch assuming that a sleep-talking Pongo is saying something very mean about his son.
Do you think I'm one of a kind, or just one of 101?
101. That's it.
These two are the heart and strength of the original film, the greatest and bravest parents ever. Seeing them sidelined in this sequel is rather disappointing, almost insulting. And I do wish that they could have at least had a chance to do more to help in this sequel. To conclude, 101 Dalmatians 2 is certainly one of the more watchable Disney sequels, mainly thanks to the hip, classy art style, the hilarious humor provided by Thunderbolt, and Cruella's unique relationship with Lars. I do like it for what it is, it's okay. However, I can't say that it's lovingly faithful to the original. It does bug me how far it's willing to distance itself from what inspired it, replacing dark suspense and gripping atmosphere with cheap, uncreative slapstick that serves as an easy, risk-free way to keep kids happy. Not to mention, Patch's incessant mentioning of random Thunderbolt episodes will test audiences' patience for the puppy. Young children will enjoy this sequel just fine, it's harmless and cute, and there are worse Disney sequels you could subject them to. But those who respect and love the original film may be let down by its lack of ambition. It sticks to a safe path of low-stakes storytelling and lazily repeats the same villain motive as before. I've been Jambareeqi and I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you did, then feel free to subscribe and like. So what am I going to be reviewing in the next episode of this show? Well, that's entirely up to my patrons. The options for next month's poll include Leo the Lion, King of the Jungle, The Adventures of Mark Twain, Spider-Man, The Return of Jafar, the live-action remake of 101 Dalmatians, and Looney Tunes Rabbit's Run. That's an awesome selection there, am I right? Now, don't forget that you have to be a patron in order to access this poll. What is a patron? Don't worry, I'll explain. This is my Patreon. It's a site for my fans to make monthly donations to me. Those who donate are called patrons. The money I receive goes towards funding my videos and serves as a supportive income for me. Patrons can donate as much as they want each month and stop donating any time. All donations are greatly appreciated, and in return for their patronage, patrons are given exciting rewards, depending on how much they donate, including their names credited in my main show, access to exclusive videos, and the chance to decide a review on my channel. I'm very excited to find out what my patrons want me to review next. Cheerio, folks.